Hello everyone, welcome to the Captain's Video Weblog. We are Sunday, December the 18th, 2016. It's 3 a.m. What am I doing with, recording a video weblog at 3 a.m. on the night of a WWE pay-per-view? Well, first off, I don't have nearly enough space to do a recap of Roadblock once it's over. I watched just enough anime to do a 11 minutes video weblog, and even if I had watched all the anime that's on my phone, I would have only had 1900 megabytes. So yeah, just enough to do a 20-minute video weblog. I think that Roadblock, I've seen one match, and it was pretty good. So I think Roadblock might be a good show, a good enough show to warrant a 25-minute video weblog. But I mean, we'll see that tomorrow. So what am I, besides the free space, why am I not just waiting to see if Roadblock is worth it? Well, I am fucking tired. And, being fucking tired in itself is already kind of a good reason not to stay up until 5 a.m. But there's also this thing where I am tired, but I also have a math class to give tomorrow at 10 a.m. So if I had stayed up until Roadblock was done and done just a 20-minute video, it still pushes me to 5:30 in the morning, and I would have had maybe 3 hours of sleep, because you cannot expect me to be, see, if I slept for 4 hours, would have woken up at 9:30 a.m. and you cannot expect me to be all ready and clear with just 30 minutes between the time I step out of my bed, I wake up, and the time the person I'm supposed to give the math class arrives. Or at least it's supposed to arrive. But why am I that tired, you ask? Well, there's one simple reason, and I thought you would have had, gotten it by now. Well, I went to Andorra, that's what I talked about. I thought I would be able to dodge the bullet by oversleeping, but someone in my family actually, came and turned on the lights in my bedroom, essentially waking me up at 7 a.m. after 2 hours of sleep. Because if yesterday's video blog was done recording at around 4 a.m, I spent an hour trying to fall asleep. So yeah, it's just great stuff. So I decided, you've made the effort of waking me up, I'm gonna repay you by coming. And I thought that, it's cold in Andorra, so my hands are gonna suffer, and boy did they suffer. Oh, well, fuck. Doesn't really look like it. Maybe the other one does. Maybe yeah, kind of does a little bit better. So yeah, my hands suffer a lot in the cold. It's actually something really funny. The story of that is that, well, my hands probably got weakened by the very clear water that was in Po. And I'm not being sarcastic. The water in Po is fucking clear. But the problem is, then I studied in Montpellier, where the water not quite as clear. And that is quite the euphemism. So yeah, for 4 years, every single day in the winter, I've spread balm on the back of my hands, because I'm afraid that one day I might wake up with my hands completely covered in blood, because my skin has just fucked off. And the simple solution to that is, well, not going out altogether, but right now I can afford to do that. But when I actually have a job, that's not gonna be possible. That's not gonna be possible at all. I cannot just say, well, for 3 months I would like to work from home, because my hands, I'm afraid of what's gonna happen to my hands. And could be quite an excuse, because if you can handle the mouse or type some lines of code, well, you're no use as a geographer in this world. So yeah, but the fact of the matter is, the cold wasn't the worst thing about the trip. It was that we took the youngest dog. So yeah, the cold was bad to the youngest dog because, well, I mean, she's very young and she's very small, so she was very cold. And the fact there's also another problem when she goes out, with my sisters or with basically anyone that decides to walk her. Um, she goes with our second youngest dog because she feels well with him. She feels much better than the oldest dog because he's always kind of a piece of shit with her. Um, so yeah, but we took her to Andorra on her own. So yeah, well, I mean, on the trip to Andorra, she whined for a bit, and then she just was a bit annoying because she just tried to find a place to be really comfy and all. And I mean, it was, then it was just that. And then we arrived in Andorra and discovered the hard way that there's a little something happening when a dog walks on a salted road or a salted um, pavement sidewalk. It's that it irritates its paws. Fuck, she was suffering, and I mean, she made us all know. Like, she probably whined all the time that we were in the town, and then some more on the trip back. So yeah, out of the 10 hours that the whole trip took, I think that maybe 2 hours were the time where she did not whine. So yeah, just not that good. And I mean, I slept during the trip back home, but it was kind of sleep that I woke up from feeling sore and cold, and also not feeling my toes, which was kind of a blessing in disguise because holy shit, my big toe on the right foot starts to hurt me again. So I guess that the surgery is the only solution now. Anyway, I managed to record the game between Marseille and Lille, and what a game it was! Marseille won 2-0, making them, I think, one of the only teams in Europe to have not been defeated in any of their home games during the first part of this season. Maybe the only team, who knows? Which is great. They also only got scored once. They scored on once, conceded a goal once, and they scored 11 goals, which is kind of lackluster. I mean, just you cannot go on all fronts at once. First, you start by stopping conceding goals, and then you start scoring more goals. So these two goals were around the 60th minute. The first one was by Gomis, who was, well, for once at the right place at the right time at the receiving end. A wonderful cross by Maxime Lopez, and then the second goal was by Florent Thauvin. I hope that, in the bottom of my heart, I believe that Florent Thauvin has what it takes to be called in the French national team instead of, I don't know, Nabil Fekir, just throwing that name out there. Because his second goal was essentially the same one that his goal was essentially the same one that he scored against Nancy, except that this time around it didn't hit his post, so that was just that much better. I'm talking about Nabil Fekir because the next two opponents in Marseille, the first two opponents of Marseille after the holiday break, because there's still the game in Bastia Wednesday, are Lyon and Monaco, and they played against each other later in the evening. If Lyon won, Nice would be the autumn champions, meaning that they after the first 19 games of the season, they were at the top of the league. It's essentially that. If Monaco won, they would still be able to take the first place before the holiday break. But And at the same time, on the first channel there was Titanic airing, so we were like, haha, how much is the game going to look like Titanic? How many goals are Monaco going to score on Lyon? Well, they only scored one, and Lyon scored three. Ah, well, it was a disgusting match. It was, the kind of matches you would have seen in the 90s with 40 fouls and a one wonderful red card to Mendy, who, once again showed that, yep, Tolisso is a human punching bag. There was this story that he wanted to be a player in high school and yet was getting hit, really hit by his girlfriend. Just fun stuff. Valbuena getting shoved by Monaco's goalkeeper and he only got a yellow card. Just a wonderfully, an awfully wonderful match or a wonderfully awful match. Yeah, and I mean that doesn't bode well for Marseille at the start of the second half of the season. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Tomorrow, Roadblock. Well, I'll watch it and I'll talk about it. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.